guilty on all counts, now facing the death penalty.
We told you about this at the top of the hour. After more than 5 hours of deliberations, a jury has found 65-year-old Jeffrey Crum guilty of kidnapping, raping, and murdering 12-year-old Jennifer Odom 33 years ago.
Jennifer was grabbed getting off the school bus that was in Pasco County on February 19th, 1993. And her badly beaten body was found 6 days later. That was in Hernando County. It took detectives 30 years to charge Crum with that crime. Our Kristen Barbarisi has been inside that courtroom all week long, and she is there right now with all the latest details on this situation. This started around 11 o'clock this morning, Kristen.
That's right, and let me tell you, this was one of the most emotional verdicts that I've ever witnessed. It was standing room only. You had grown detectives who've been doing this for 30 years, crying, hugging each other, saying, "We finally did it." And then, of course, in the front row, you had Jennifer Odom's mom breaking down. For 30 years, this family wondered if they would ever get answers, and this afternoon they got 3 of them: guilty, guilty, and guilty.
Count 3 of the charge. A is checked. The defendant is guilty of sexual battery with the use of force as charged in the indictment.
A moment Jennifer Odom's family waited 33 years for. Hours earlier, prosecutors reminded jurors of the brutality of Jennifer's death and pointed directly to the man they say is responsible.
Jeffrey Norman Crum kidnapped her, sexually battered her, and murdered her by bashing her skull in.
In their final plea to the jury, prosecutors said they were now fighting for justice for a 12-year-old who fought for her life.
She was fit, she was strong, she was a competitive barefoot water skier. And we know she fought like hell.
They also walked jurors back through the evidence they say connected Crum to the murder. He was convicted of a similar crime in 2019, and 3 of Jennifer's classmates testified they saw a truck following her that day that matched one Crum drove at the time. And then there were the 4 people who testified Crum confessed over the years, including his own son. The defense tried to cast doubt on those confessions, pointing out they were made to convicted felons and questioning their credibility. They also told jurors Crum's past crimes aren't proof he killed Jennifer.
Jeffrey Crum is not on trial for whether or not he's a good person. He's not on trial for whether or not he's done terrible things in his past or in his life, or whether he was a good father.
And perhaps the most compelling moment came when Crum's son took the stand and identified Jennifer's clarinet as one his father gave him years ago.
I submit to you he was taken aback. He had a struggle from breaking down because he realized that his father gave him the gift that he took from the little girl that he kidnapped, sexually battered, and murdered.
And that penalty phase will begin Monday morning at 8:30. The jury will hear more testimony before they begin deliberations and decide whether or not they want to recommend life in prison or the death penalty. Live in Hernando County, Kristen Barbarisi, 10 Tampa Bay News.